We begin tonight with a focus on the local impact of today's FCC decision to repeal net neutrality rules.
Under President Obama, internet providers were required to treat all content equally. In other words, those providers could not make some websites, for example, load faster than others. Now, the current FCC chairman says there was no evidence big providers were doing anything unequal, so net neutrality laws were unnecessary. Critics, however, say that it gives major companies way too much power and will lead to a slower, more expensive internet experience.
So what does all of this mean for Central Coast internet users? Action News reporter Phil Gomez joins us live from Santa Cruz with some answers. Phil?
After talking to local internet providers, the answer is it's too soon to tell what the impact will be, other than higher prices for internet services are likely.
We're unsure of the impact right now, but we know it will have an impact.
Cruise.io has about 15% of the user market in Santa Cruz. It's a local internet service provider for 9,000 consumers. They've been a long-term supporter of net neutrality.
At this point, the best thing that people can do, honestly, is vote with their dollars and support local independent broadband companies like Cruise.io, Sonic Internet, if there's a local provider in your area.
And while the discussion is focused on the impact net neutrality repeal will have on consumers and internet's providers, it will also impact small businesses and perhaps even public libraries. 1,000 people a day log on to the free internet access at the 10 libraries in the Santa Cruz library system. Many of these users can't afford their own internet connections, so they come here for education and to search for jobs and other resources.
With very high housing costs, have had to cut back or eliminate their internet connection, so they come to us. So there's going to be more and more people depending on us, and so we want to have the strongest, best connection we can have.
Steve Blum, president of TELUS Venture Associates in Marina, is a broadband development consultant. He's worked in the internet and TV business for more than 30 years and helped launch DirecTV. He believes the one thing consumers will get out of this decision are higher prices.
Consumers will be charged or can be charged more money depending on whether they're watching Netflix or YouTube. Startups, if they want the same kind of access that Netflix or YouTube can pay for, they're going to have to write the same check, and that's going to be a drain on them too.
What's next for net neutrality? The lawsuits are just beginning to pile on. This afternoon, Santa Clara County leaders announced plans to legally challenge the repeal of net neutrality, and attorney generals in New York and Washington are promising legal action as well. Dan and Aaron?
All right, Phil, thank you. So more local reaction, this from Central Coast Congresswoman Anna Eshoo, who released a statement saying, quote, "The net neutrality rules currently in place have advanced competition and innovation and have created more startups and entrepreneurs. The rules have worked well, and eliminating them hurts businesses, creators, and consumers alike." The FCC has been taking public comments on the net neutrality issue since this summer, but it turns out some of those comments may not be on the up and up.
That's right. Thousands of those comments came from people in Northern California. We get more on that from Action News reporter Kevin Oliver and our Hearst sister station, KCRA in Sacramento.
Among the thousands of comments filed with the Federal Communications Commission on net neutrality was a 7-line paragraph from Jimmy Garland. We caught up with him at his apartment in Sacramento.
Jimmy Garland.
Okay, that's me.
This is your address.
That's me.
Do you remember ever writing that?
Okay,
He read what he supposedly wrote, apparently for the first time.
I did not write that, though.
No.
No, I didn't write that.
Yeah, because
there's too big of words.
His name was used in one of millions of fake comments sent to the FCC.
Net neutrality is the issue. Have you heard about this?
Oh, wait, neutrality.
Net neutrality
is okay. Explain it.
Those new rules allow internet providers to control speed and access, even block websites if they want. The comments indicated Garland was in favor of that, but he said not so, and the FCC shouldn't be considering the bogus comments.
If they cannot validate them, I mean, you know what I mean? Just like you're trying to validate it now with me. So, no. I don't know how they could. If they can't validate the comments, you know what I mean?
His wasn't the only one we found. A retiree who no longer works for the State Department of Transportation, an administrative assistant at a downtown firm, A woman used Sandra D's restaurant as an address, and someone who never worked at a downtown auto repair shop sent in the same exact comments.
This person never worked over here.
And you don't know anybody who wrote into the FCC about net neutrality?
No.
Even the name of an inmate and the address of the downtown jail was used. An inmate with no computer or internet access.
Kevin Oliver reporting for us. California's Attorney General joined 17 other attorneys general in sending a letter to the feds asking for action. They say it's akin to identity theft on a massive scale.